Hi, welcome to my first guitar tutorial of 2024. Happy New Year. So today I'll be talking about triad pairs. So this is part of the whole strategy that I've been developing over the past couple months, and I've been gradually sharing these in YouTube. So those of you who follow me know that every week I pick out a different key. So this is the key of E. So that would be key of E major, but then I'm also going to do, in this situation, E mixolydian, which is coming from parent key, key of A. So mostly what I'll be doing is I'll be using an E as my bass to just kind of give us the sound of the E7th chord, E9, E dominant. So I'm going to have a E triad, B, E, G sharp, and a D triad. And then what I'll be doing is I'll be playing different melodic and harmonic devices around the chord tones. And I'll try to do them in some kind of order. I'll mostly be doing these. I'll also eventually get to G sharp, B, E, and F sharp, A, D also. And then if I still have time, I'll go get to E, G sharp, B, and D, F sharp, A. So I'll include some PDFs in the description below, the whole fretboard key of A, and then also if I have a diagram of the 5 positions. So mostly in my practicing, I've been using caged, the classic positions, and that's where I'm going to be deriving all of my materials from. I just find it's very useful. Okay, so let's jump into the first concept. Is I'm going to be playing 5-note patterns from each of the chord tones. So I'll just go through those quickly. So starting from B, you would have B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. Okay, then starting from the E, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. And then starting from G sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, so that goes up to the flat 7. And then starting from the D triad, A, B, C sharp, D, E. Going to create a little bit of a tension there. Starting from the D, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And then starting from the F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp. So part of the thing I've been doing in my personal practicing is I've been doing a lot of these kind of patterns, modal scales, one octave scales, arpeggios. So now I'm just using a very specific technique here. Okay, so and then I use different kinds of backing tracks. I like the Drum Jam app. I like Drum Genius I've gotten recently, and then also the iReal Pro. So this will mostly be using a percussion track, no chord. So the idea here is I'm using this E as my pedal. Some people like to use freeze pedals or keyboards or different backing tracks. So I'm just going to do something a little bit different for today. So I guess what I'll do to start with is I'm going to just do a little bit of an improv back and forth, the E to D, and then I'll use these 5-note patterns to start with. So this is Drum Genius. This is the Swing Medium, number 13, and this is a BPM, MM, a metronome of about 146. Okay, here it comes. Starting from the B note, A, E, D. G sharp, F sharp. Okay, so you notice I'm not exactly just playing up and down the scale. I'm kind of targeting for chord tones. So part of it is just I kind of know where the notes are, and part of it is I'm just using my instincts to figure this out. Okay, so I think what I'll do next is I'll just do so same concept, I'll do triads from each of those chord tones. So realize all the material is coming from the parent scale, which is A major. Okay, so starting from B, B, D, F sharp, E minor, E, G sharp, B, E major, and then G sharp diminished, G sharp, B, D. Okay, that's going to be for that one. Okay, now for the D chord, A, C sharp, E, A major, and then D major, D, F sharp, A, and then F sharp, A, C sharp. That would be a F sharp minor. Okay, so now I'll just use those triads. So the thing that makes the guitar very, very interesting and very challenging is there's various ways that I can play these triads. So I'm just kind of defaulting mostly to what I'm calling the people call it the cage system, and mostly I'm starting with my first finger just to keep the fingerings a little bit easier to explain on a video like this, and also just for my own practicing. But obviously there'll be different fingerings. Okay, here comes an improv. Same thing. I'm probably going to mostly stick with this swing thing because I've been doing some ballads and some bosses and the drum jam. So I'm just just trying some different things, just give it more of a swing feel. So here comes the triads with the E, kind of an E7 vamp, E Mixolydian vamp, E9, however you want to think about this. B minor, A, E to D, diminished, F sharp minor, Okay, so then obviously you have to use your ear, your imagination, and your instincts to figure out how you want to put all this stuff together. So typically in my videos, I just create raw ideas and then you can just work on them yourself. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is going to go up with the triad and then back down with the scale that I said previously. So up the scale, up the arpeggio, and then down the scale that I did before. E, up the arpeggio. All right, that's for the E, and then for the D, up the arpeggio, down the scale, and then here up the triad. Okay. Now the trick to doing this is when you're first doing this, maybe you just want to go, maybe you just want to do something really straight. So maybe what I'll do is I'll do that kind of straight the first time. Straight up the arpeggio, straight down the scale. But then realistically, you don't always want to use every single note. I mean, that's why it's music and it's improvising. You have a basic template. But for example, I might want to go. I might want to add in maybe one extra note, or I might not necessarily want to I might want to land on different chord tones. Okay, here comes the example. Just arpeggio up, scale, 5-note scale position down. B minor. The E to D. something a little bit freer. Same thing, arpeggio up, scale part down. You get the idea there. Okay, so then moving on to the next concept is I'll be playing the 7th chords. Okay, so same idea. So what I'm going to do for now is I'm not going to play the 7th chord starting from here because I'm trying to keep everything sort of in one position. So you have B minor 7th, B, D, F sharp, A, and then you'll have E, G sharp, B, D. So the E7 chord. So if you think of that, that's kind of like almost like a chord substitution where you're playing like a 2-5 over like kind of like an E7, E9 vamp. Okay, then here I'll play E, G sharp, A major 7th, A, C sharp, E, G sharp, and then D, F sharp, A, C sharp. So 2 major 7 chord. Okay, so I'll just do that now. Now once again I'll make the point. One of the things that makes a guitar very, very interesting and challenging is there's any number of ways I could play those arpeggios. So I'm just choosing for right now to play them in these kind of caged classic positions. So here's improvising, just using the arpeggios. B minor 7. Major 7. E7. D major 7. I'll just play kind of freely. Okay, so next thing I'll do is kind of a similar thing. Before I do this concept, I'll do 1 octave scale. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll just start from here, 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 and here. So you got for this chord we have a kind of a B Dorian scale position. B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B for the E. Okay, and then for this one, for the D, we'll have like an A major scale position. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. See how that creates some kind of tension, and it sounds like it wants to resolve. Okay, and then for the E, we have the E mixolydian. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E. And then for the D chord, we have D, like a Lydian sound. D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. Okay, so I'm trying not to use these names too much because I don't want to get things too confusing, but just in terms of the sound or the fingering. So the idea of practicing all these things is I wanted to get to the point where I kind of had these ideas under my fingers, so then and then also in my ears, so I can kind of hear. So I can kind of figure out how I want to make a sound. Okay, so I'll start from B, start from E, start from A, start from D. So I'll just say my starting points. I won't try to confuse things by giving them a modal name, even though that's kind of what I'm doing here. B, A, D. I just kind of play freely. Okay, so now I'll do a similar thing to what I did before. So I did the triads, and then those triads kind of are outlining around the 5-note position. Now here with the 7th chords, so you have that 1 octave scale. So I'll do the same basic concept. I'll start from B minor 7, and then I'll come down the scale from B. And then same thing here, up the A major 7th arpeggio, and then down the scale. Okay, then the same thing here. I'll go up E 7th, E G sharp, and then down the scale, mixedly. And then here I'll go up D major 7th, D F sharp, A, C sharp, and then down the scale. Okay, so I'll just do it straight at first, and then I'll kind of use pieces of those scales. So once again, you don't always want to go like, except when you're first learning it. You want to kind of, depending on, so if I was using this over, say, a B minor 7th chord, or maybe an A major 7th chord, then all the landing and target notes would be a little bit different. So I'll just say my starting points, B, E, A, D. Up the arpeggio, and down the scale with this drum genius. B minor 7, A major, notes to fit in. Okay, E7, A major, D major 7, and I'll just kind of play a little bit freely because it's kind of hard to talk over this. Up the arpeggio and down a portion of the scale. That's kind of an interesting sound. So if you think about it harmonically, you're going, so you're, flat 7, 9, 11, 13, down. Okay, so then, the way I'm presenting this, I'm presenting this in a very kind of strict way, which is how I do a lot of my videos. But then if you start expanding this out, you think, well, okay, if you can do that there, right? That's kind of a nice sound, E dominant chord. Kind of do a little bit of a tangent here. Okay, and then the A goes down to G sharp. Kind of a nice sound. So kind of sus. Or you can think of that as kind of a 2. That's like a nice 2-5. Okay, I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent. Okay, so we did triads with 5 notes. Then we did 7th chord with the major with the 1 octave scales. Okay, let's go next. I'll go to kind of different kinds of pentatonics. Okay, I guess I'll do the simplest one first. So it's pretty clear here to me. This is basically like an E major to a D major, or you can think of it as B minor, C sharp minor to D. Right, and there's a lot of things you can do here. You can do, like I'm kind of fond of these kind of 2-string patterns. Like so here for E, for the E major pentatonic, B, C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then for the D, A, B, D, E, F sharp. Right, and then in a lot of my videos, I talk about how you can group the guitar into two-string groupings. So this B, C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp can be played here. B, C sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then the same thing here for this D major pentatonic. A, B, D, E, F sharp is exactly the same as here. A, B, D, E, F sharp. Okay, so maybe I'll just do a little bit with that. So I'll kind of play a little bit here, and then a little bit here. Okay, so notice how I'm not throwing in any chromaticism. So that would be kind of another thing to do. And I guess I kind of default to sort of Jimmy Bruno's approach. I think Jimmy, he really has a really good way of looking at it. Like, think of the inside note. So as a guitar player who's been playing for a long time, I still feel like I need to kind of work on just the basics. Then you can always throw in, the chromaticism. So there's 7 notes of this, and there's 7 inside notes, 5 outside notes, and you can always throw those in with different ways. I was doing something the other day. I was just kind of playing like, I was playing a B7th chord, and I just did a lick. I just went into that 13, and I just kind of discovered that. So that's chromaticism. Approaching the the chord tone by because I was in the key of E, so approaching the chord tone. All right, so I'll do a little bit with the box, and then I'll do a little bit with those kind of 2-note patterns, just E to D. I'm going to change my pickup sound too from a parallel sound to series sound. Wind Cries Mary. I'll switch my pickups back. Okay, and then obviously you can do the E minor pentatonic. A lot of times I don't do those really obvious things just because so many other people talk about that. But that kind of sounded interesting to change that pickup. So mostly I've been playing with that thicker sound. But it's just kind of interesting how I had these kind of like happy accidents, and people talk about this. Goodrick talks about this. Follow your mistakes, because that might be some of your most creative stuff. So as I was getting ready for this video, I just inadvertently forgot to flick the switches. I have these switches here, series parallel switches. I just forgot to switch them, and as I was dialing in my sound, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And by the time I was ready to shoot the video, I was like, I'll just keep them like that. Okay, let me do one more thing here, which I'm really a big proponent of. So that was just like sort of the standard pentatonics. Then there's also something called modal pentatonics. And I've talked about those on other videos. And maybe see if I want to go back to. Okay, I'm just going to go to there. Okay, so you have a modal pentatonic on each of the chords, and this is something I've talked about before. Some of them look familiar, some of them not as familiar. I'll just go through them very quickly. So for the B, that's B minor. So A, B, D, E, F sharp. All right, just kind of a standard. Then for the E is the E7th modal pentatonic. D, E, G sharp, A, B. And then this is one of my favorites to play on a dominant 7 chord. G sharp minor 7 flat 5, the modal pentatonic. F sharp, G sharp, A, B, D. Okay, and then for your based around that D chord, you have A major modal pentatonic, A major 7th, G sharp, A, C sharp, D, E. And then for the D, you have D major 7th modal pentatonic, but you have the sharp 4, C sharp, D, F sharp, G sharp, A. Kind of an interesting sound. And then for the F sharp, you have just E, F sharp, A, B, C sharp. That's just F sharp minor pentatonic. So if you thought about this logically, so here if I'm on an E and I play F sharp minor pentatonic, that it gives you a little bit of a suspense there, and then you can just resolve it however you want, or whatever. Okay. So I'll just say my starting points: B, E, G sharp, A, D, F sharp. So everything coming from parent scale, A major. So B minor pentatonic, E7th pentatonic, G sharp half diminished, A major 7th pentatonic, D major 7 pentatonic, and then F sharp minor pentatonic. I might hold these out just a little bit longer, but I'll say that. Okay, B minor, A, E7, D major, G sharp, I'll go from the G sharp half diminished to the F sharp minor. Now I just play kind of freely, and then what I'm going to do here is on the minor pentatonics, I'm just going to throw in the blues note to make it more interesting, because you can always do that. So for example, on the very first change, kind of an interesting sound. then something I was kind of thinking about a little bit as I was getting ready to do this video was using octaves with the modal pentatonics. Right, so then the E. Okay, actually, I guess I kind of run out of room there. Okay, so it looks like this is getting kind of long, so I don't think I'm going to do the other positions. But so all these same ideas, can be played, right? And then if you've been following me and you think about those 2-string groupings, you realize that certain once you right, that pattern right there, once you get that under your fingers, is the same. So I think that's a really good way of organizing the fretboard. So I think what I'll do to end off here, I think I'll just maybe do some pentatonics. Maybe I'll throw in some of these other things, and I'll just kind of end off with a improvisation E to D. So stay tuned in 2024. My basic plan is to do more of these kind of taking these different concepts I've been working on and spin them out into videos. I have some other things that I've been thinking about doing. We'll see if I get to them. Some 12-string things, some classical things, flamenco, some Tijuana brass, things like that. So, okay, well, thanks for listening and watching. I'll just end with an improvisation E to D and kind of see what happens. I think I might start off with the octaves just because I haven't done very much with that. And I think that's a really good way of sounding jazzy. Okay, thanks for watching.